Some of the hardest moments in life are when we feel pulled in two different directions. One way leads us closer to God, and the other leads us towards sin. And James 1:12 through 15 helps us see the difference and where these pulls really come from. Welcome, fellow believers, to day 4 in a planned 20 days in the book of James. And today, as I mentioned, we'll be looking at James chapter 1, verses 12 through 15. So why don't you read with me God's word? Blessed is the man who remains steadfast under trial. For when he has stood the test, he will receive the crown of life, which God has promised to those who love him. Let no one say when he is tempted, I am being tempted by God, for God cannot be tempted with evil, and he himself tempts no one. But each person is tempted when he is lured and enticed by his own desire. Then desire, when it has conceived, gives birth to sin, and sin, when it is fully grown, brings forth death. James here uses a single Greek word, parasmos, that can mean both trial and temptation. In English, we separate those two ideas, but James switches back and forth depending on the context. And that's because the same event can either help us grow or cause us to sin. And the difference is how we respond. And verse 12 starts with a blessing. And blessed is the one who perseveres under trial. Here, James speaks about trials, hard times that test our faith. These are moments when we have a choice to trust God and grow stronger. And when we endure, James says that we receive a crown of life. And that's not a future reward, it's a present promise that our suffering is not wasted. God sees it. He honors it. But verse 13 shifts the focus. And now James warns us not to say that God is tempting. Why? Because God never tempts anyone to do wrong. The trial came from the outside. The temptation comes from the inside. And James says that we are lured and enticed by our own evil desires. And that's where the wordplay becomes powerful. What begins as a trial, something allowed by God to help us, becomes a temptation when our sinful nature takes over. Think about it like this. Trials press us. Temptation pulls us. And the pressure isn't the problem. And the pull is from within. And James describes this inner process like a life cycle. First comes desire, and then desire gives birth to sin, and sin, when fully grown, brings destruction. It starts in the heart long before it shows up in action. And James isn't talking about big sins only here. He's showing how even small thoughts, if left unchecked, grow to destruction. We can't blame God for the temptation. He tests us, not to break us. The real danger is not the trial itself, but what's already inside of us that responds to it. So we must watch our hearts. Trials reveal what's already inside. They're not the cause of sin, but they uncover it. Amen? So here are some application questions for you guys today. I want you to think about these. What trials are you facing today that might also be a temptation? And what desire inside of you do you need to bring to God before it grows to sin? Let's have a word of prayer. Lord, thank you for being with me in every trial. Help me not to blame you when I feel tempted. Show me the sin inside me and give me the strength to fight it. I want to grow, not fall. Amen. Thanks for joining me in today's video, guys. Another in our month-long series in the book of James. If you've already subscribed to the channel and have been with us from the beginning of this series, I want to thank you for being here. If you've joined us just today, make sure that you subscribe so that you're notified when the next video becomes available. Also, there will be a link at the end of this video allowing you to go back and watch the previous videos in the series. Until tomorrow, may we see trials for what they are, and temptations for where they originate. I'll see you tomorrow.